Hello guys and gals, and welcome! I join you here in the rain to teach you, or rather to explain to you, why faster cast is so important on a sorceress. And for this purpose, we are going to do a couple little tests, little show-offs, shall we? And the first thing we're going to do is we are going to take a sorceress who has 0% faster cast, and we are going to teleport to the waypoint in Cold Plains, and we're going to time ourselves, essentially. How long does it take us to get to the Cold Plain waypoint using teleport? So, 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 6 1,000, 7 1,000, 8 1,000. I want to say about 8.5 seconds. So to get from one to the other, from Rogue Encampment to Cold Plains, with 0% faster cast, we're looking about 8.5 seconds. Now, if we put on 200% faster cast, which is the max breakpoint for sorceresses, and keep in mind this is all cheated in gear in single player. This is not multiplayer. So I've got two pieces of equipment here. One has 100% faster cast, and the other one has 107. And you'll see here I have 207% faster cast. So let's take this sorceress, and we'll do the same race, and we're going to count this out. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, about 4.5 seconds. So we're looking at double the cast speed between 0% and 200%. And 200% is a little hard to obtain. Getting a 200% faster cast takes a lot of really nice equipment. And you have to hit that 200% faster cast to get the really nice breakpoint of 7 frames. And we'll talk about frames later. Now, the other thing to note when you are teleporting on faster cast is that as you teleport, there is a difference between 0% and 200%, as well as a lot of the other percentages. And basically what it is that when you teleport in to a group of monsters, either by accident or on purpose, if you are teleporting with 200%, there is no delay for an attack. So monsters do not have enough time to actually successfully complete an attack on you. So if you are teleporting fast enough, you can actually avoid damage. Now, of course, this does not mean that if you stop in the middle of a bunch of monsters, they will, let you live. Obviously, if you stop in a bunch of middle of monsters, there is a very good chance you will trigger your faster hit recovery response. Because if they hit you, they have a chance to trigger that faster hit recovery response, which will get you locked in a faster hit recovery stun loop. However, if you have 0% faster cast and you are teleporting, you are not faster than the speed that a monster can hit you. And in this case, they will always get an attack off on you before you manage to teleport out, which means you will be more likely to trigger a faster hit recovery stun with 0% faster cast than you will with 200%. Now, is there a magic number that the faster hit recovery attacks cease to occur? It really kind of depends. I believe it actually starts around, I want to say around the second to last breakpoint, so not 105, but the 70% breakpoint. So once you hit about 70%, usually you're fast enough that you can dodge a lot of the abilities. And obviously if you can get to that 105, you're a little bit better. But basically what this means is that the monsters don't have the ability to hit you if you're teleporting. Now, of course, this doesn't mean anything. If you run out of mana in the middle of a group of monsters, you're going to be screwed. Just thought that I would point out that particular fact because it is important to note that that when you have faster cast over a certain amount, teleporting becomes extraordinarily easy because the monsters can no longer hit you anymore. Now, we're also going to do another test here, and I'd like to show you that faster cast actually does affect spells like Firewall, Hydra, Blizzard. Oh, I can't find Blizzard. Blizzard. And Meteor. So we are going to use Meteor as our example. And what I'm going to do here is we're going to take off all of our faster cast. and I'm going to cast Meteor as many times as I possibly can. We're going to count how many times I can cast the Meteor before the fire disappears, okay? So in the duration of the fire, how many times can we manage to cast Meteor before the fire disappears? All right, so we're going to start right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, no, not quite 13. So we're going to say 12. It was right there on the border of 13. We're going to say 12. It was right there. Now, why does this make a difference? Well, because if you're spamming meteors on a target, how many fires are underneath the target is going to stack up on the target. It's going to do multiple fire damage. So how many fires you can get underneath of a target in the same time period is going to determine how much fire damage you're getting from your meteor. All right, so now with max faster cast, we're going to try this again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Ooh, almost 15. That was really close to 15. I'm going to say 14, but that was really close to 15. So as you can see, you can get more casts off even with a spell that has delay. And why is that? Well, the reason is because the delay that's added to the spell is 1 full second, or equivalent to 25 frames. 25 frames is the animation. Okay, so they're limiting you to 1 full rotation of the animation, which is 1 full second. Now, when you are casting a spell, you start out with 13 frames. That 13 frames is added to the 25 frames, and essentially what it does is it adds your delay onto your casting. And this is why spells like Meteor and Blizzard work differently than spells like Teleport. So remember that whenever you're dealing with an ability that has a delay in it, that is a spell, you are dealing with a 25 frame delay, which is the equivalent of 1 full second, plus your normal casting speed. Now, does this mean that you should absolutely stack all your faster casting so you can hit that 200% breakpoint for your meteor? No, it doesn't. But what it does mean is that faster cast does help out those spells as well as the other ones. So, pretend you were a fireball / meteor sorceress or something. Fireball is definitely going to get a huge bonus, and your meteor is also going to get a huge bonus. Man, that fireball is really nice with that 200% faster cast, hasn't it? Ooh, doggy. Yeah. So if you're interested in what the breakpoints are specifically for your classes, there is a huge website all over the place. Pretty much all of them have some information like this on them. But let me pull up one in particular just for you guys to see. And we can go over those breakpoints really quick together. Now, this one in particular is on, I believe it's the Diablo wiki. That's right, this is the Diablo wiki. So I'm going to bring this down just a little bit so you can really get a good look at it. Now, here we have all the breakpoints, and as you can see, these breakpoints are listed by the number of frames that are created. So at the top here, you see how it has frames, so casting frames. We've got all the way down here at 23 is the slowest that you can possibly cast, and then all the way over here at the end is 7, which is pretty darn fast. And there's only, as far as I can see, 2 classes that can actually reach that 7 frame breakpoint. One is the Sorceress down here. And the other one, for some reason, is the Barbarian. The Barbarian can also reach 7 frames. Now, I don't recommend going for that 200%. It's gonna take you a lot to get that 200%. Trust me. The nearest breakpoint, which is the 105, or for a lot of classes, it's something like 99 or 95 or 97. Those breakpoints are a lot more obtainable than than the 200% one. And as you can see, for a very tiny amount of a faster cast, you can get a huge bonus to your casting speed. You see, with the sorceress has 0, 9, 20, 37, which means that for a meager 40% faster cast, you can increase your frames from 13 to 10. For a meager 63%, which would probably be 70%, because faster cast doesn't normally come in less than 10% intervals. There are some pieces of armor that have less than 10% faster cast on them, but they're usually crafted items. So for 70%, you're going to be running 9 frames, which is pretty darn good considering 8 and 7 are a huge investment. So you want to make sure that on a sorceress you have at least about 70% faster cast. That is your sweet spot. And then if you look at other characters, take a look at the Necromancer and the Vampire form. The Vampire form has a 23 frame casting rate with 0% FCR. And unfortunately, if you are running the Vampire form, you are going to have absolutely a horrible faster cast. And that is, I believe that is intentional, by the way. So keep in mind that if you run Vampire, you're going to need probably at least 70% faster cast just to even get to a decent casting speed, which is very sad because the Necromancer, if you notice, in human form, has a 15 frame casting at 0. But you need 70% faster cast just to get to 16 frames on the Vampire. And even if you had 180% faster cast, your faster cast would be absolutely god-awful compared to the human form, because you only need about 80% faster cast on the human form to get to 10 frames, which is very, very interesting. So keep in mind that when you're looking at breakpoints, you want to make sure that you're not going into the wasteful zones of breakpoints when it comes to faster cast. So, like for instance, if you are a sorceress and you are building your faster cast, if you are at 105%. And you have no intention of going to 200, there's no reason to have anything more than 105%. 105% exactly is what you need. So if you try stacking on more faster cast, even if you have all the way up to 199% faster cast, if you don't have that 200, everything in between 105 and 199 is wasted. And this is important because a lot of people will just stack faster cast and they won't actually think about these breakpoints, and so they'll have a bunch of faster cast, which is serving no real purpose. Anyway, my purpose in this video was to really display to you guys and gals out there how important faster cast is to a sorceress. And for dramatic demonstration purposes, I would like to do something very simple, which is I want to put 0% faster cast, and I want to show you 0% faster cast versus 100%. This is going to be a dramatic change from the two. So we're going to take our Fireball, and we're going to take our Nova. So we have 0% faster cast on the Fireball. And 0% faster cast on the Nova. And now I want you to see 200% faster cast. So 200% faster cast with Fireball. And 200% faster cast with Nova. Look at the amazing difference between those two. It's literally almost double the speed. I'm pretty sure it is double the speed, actually. Now, when it comes to the faster casting, it's incremental, right? So I have here prepared as a huge bevy of items to help me show you each breakpoint up the tree. This is 0%. This is 10%. This is 37%. This is 63%. This is 107. And finally, 200%. It's pretty ridiculous. The difference between 0 and 200% is just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Especially when it comes to something like Fireball or Glacial Spike. And even affects Frozen Orb. So pretty. It's so very pretty. I'm gonna spam some Hydras too. Why not? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we get 6 Hydras up with 200%. Let's see how many Hydras we can get up with a 0%. 6 Hydras with 200. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, no difference in the Hydras. I wonder if that's just a hard limit on them. We can also test our blizzards. So we have 1 blizzard, 2, 3. So it looks like we could maybe get 3 blizzards with 0%. Let's see how many we can get with 200%. 1, 2, 3. No, still just 3. See, the thing is with these abilities and the faster cast is it's such a minute difference between the two. You're talking about the difference between what is essentially 25 plus 13, which is, of course, 38, or 25 plus 7, which is still going to be fairly high. 25 plus 7 is still going to be 32. So not a huge difference between the two. Anyway, I hope that I have impressed upon you the importance of faster casting. I was hoping that a demonstration between the difference between 0% and 100, or rather 200% faster cast would give you an idea of its importance. I also hope to answer the question of does it affect the delay on spells. And as always, I do appreciate you guys and gals watching my videos, and keep watching.